Okay, so now let's replicate these graphs here in the middle, the S-shaped production function and the marginal product function, which should look like an inverse U, in Excel. So here it is. So I start a new sheet, and I'll just write it again quickly, the formula that we try to get. This time I do it, I use the formula editor. So the production function was x equals negative 0.05 times L, and then cubed, okay, L cubed, and then it was plus 0.75 L squared L squared plus 0.2 L. So this function here, maybe we can make it a little bit bigger, this should give us the S-shaped production function. Let's make it a little bit bigger, maybe, okay. And then the marginal product is that was the marginal product is equal to, okay, again the 3 goes in front, and then we multiply, then we get minus 0.15, and then we have to subtract from the exponent 1, so then we get L, 3 minus 1, so we are still left with a 2, and then plus, and then okay, the next one, the 2 goes in front, 2 times 0.75, so 1.5 times L, then we have to subtract 1, so we are left with that invisible 1, and then plus, here in front of the third term, or the exponent of the third term is the invisible 1, 1 times 0.2 times L raised to the 1 minus 1, so that gives again the 0, so we are only left with 0.2. Okay, let's also make that bigger. And okay, so those two functions should give us something that looks like this. This is the total production function, and this is the marginal product function. Okay. Okay, so let's put, so here the independent variable is L, that always is first in Excel. And I do it again from 0 to 10, but this time I assume that labor is divisible, so we can have marginal increases of labor, like we can increase labor from 1 to 1.01 and so on. So first thing I do is I create again a series in that column from 0 to 10. So first I highlight the column, then I go to Home, Fill, Series, and then we can, it's the same as before, 0.1, and it ends at 10. Okay, so then we have the total output X. So now I need to enter this equation here, which is the one that's supposed to give us the S-shaped production function. So this is equal to, okay, minus 0.05 times L cubed plus 0.75 times the L, we always need to pick that up from the first column, squared plus 0.2 times L. Okay, no labor, no output. Now we copy down again that formula. Next we do the marginal product, which is supposed to give that inversely U-shaped function, and the formula is equal to negative 0.15 times L squared plus 1.5 times L plus 0.2. And now we can copy this down. And so now let's first highlight the first two columns and create the S-shaped production function. So we highlight everything, and then we go to Insert, Recommended Charts. And you see we indeed get something which has like this S-shaped curvature. Make it a little bit smaller, and we can make that again a little bit nicer. Format axis, the tick marks. First of all, we want to have it on tick marks. Then let's put an interval of 10 in between, and the label is 10. Okay, now it looks a little bit more organized. If you want to, you can add the grid line. There are many things you can do in Excel. So this is the total output. So let's maybe give it an axis title on the vertical. So we have total output, and then for the marginal product, the marginal output, we need to highlight the first column and now the third. And now we go again, Insert, Recommended Charts, and you see we get indeed that inversely U-shaped marginal product. And let's put it underneath the other one. I'll just cut it and put it in here. And let's format it in a way so we can see both underneath each other. Okay, so let's first add the x-axis again, on tick marks, interval 10, and labels also 10. Okay, and we can add the axis title, vertical. I call it marginal product. And we also add again the grid line, the vertical lines. Okay, so now we can see that indeed we have, for example, here the slope is really flat. That means there's a low marginal product. So that is corresponding to a low value here. But the more labor we have, they have those specialization gains, and output starts growing faster than input. But then there's some kind of a maximum when you have exhausted all those specialization gains. And then the marginal products become again smaller and smaller, and this gives you this inversely U-shaped relationship for the marginal product. Okay, so, and in the next video we'll just still do the inversely S-shaped production function.